We're joined right now by former State Department spokesperson Morgan Ortagus, live in Qatar's capital of Doha. Thank you so much, Morgan. Now, this, of course, might be one of the most fraught sporting events the U.S. has been a part of since the Miracle on Ice in 1980. On Monday,
That's
Iranian
true.
media actually asked Team USA coach Greg Berhalter why he hadn't asked the Biden administration to remove a Navy ship from the waters near Iran. So clearly, this is not just about the sport. How tense are things off the field?
I think you're so correct to liken it to that soccer game back in the 1980s between the U.S. and the Soviet Union. And I would say it doesn't feel tense here on the ground. I think people are really excited to root for Team USA. But there's also a lot of sentiment amongst those of us here, a lot of sentiment for the Iranian players on the team. Why do I say that? We know that the captain has spoken out and sort of, stood on the side of the peaceful protesters in Iran. We know that the Iranian team actually did not even participate in singing the Iranian national anthem in one of the games. It's also been reported in Iranian media that they have now threatened, the regime has now threatened the families of these players in the game with the USA tonight, that if the Iranian players do anything to sort of, to side with the protesters or to protest against the regime, they have threatened their family members with imprisonment and with torture. So we are all here. I'm here to root for Team USA, but I got to say there's a lot of sentiment and good feelings toward these Iranian players, because it's just sort of unbelievable that you're at a game where someone's government is threatening their family with torture if they protest their own regime.
Yeah, and unless they behave, they want them to, quote, behave while they are participating in this match, or their family could be harmed. It is 2022. Now, I know during the match between Portugal and Uruguay, there was a protester who ran into the field carrying a rainbow flag and wearing a T-shirt that said "Save Ukraine" on the front and "Respect for Iranian women" on the back. What is security like?
Security feels pretty normal for any, type of big sporting event like this. So I think it's something that we're all used to. I've been to G20 and G8 with the Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, my former boss and the former president. So I think I'm sort of used to the level of security here. But, you have the whole world coming here to root for their team. So I would say that it feels like a pretty exciting moment. Of course, no one can escape the political backdrop that you and I were just speaking about.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about this before we let you go. If the team wins, if Team USA wins against Iran, are there real-world implications we could see play out?
Well, what we know is that the regime in Iran would like to use a win by the Iranian team, even though the team hasn't been super supportive of that regime. They want to stoke anti-American sentiment. Because why? Right now, there are massive protests going on in Iran that have been going on for over 2 months because of the death of a woman, a young woman named Mahsa Amini, who was killed for the crime of not covering her hair. She was killed for simply showing her hair. So there's a lot of internal unrest in the country right now. And so what the regime is trying to do is they are trying to, garner negative feelings towards the United States and really stoke national sentiment. So they're very much hoping for a win today because they want to use that as a propaganda victory internally. But listen, I think the Iranian people understand that the American people are with them. There's 3 things that the Iranian protesters chant. That is women, life, freedom. And I'm chanting and wearing a bracelet that says that today.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.